Last week, one of the most important things happened in terms of us finding a commonality, and it was a universal adoption. When the young lady was attacked in Ashford, it was a universal adoption that we need to protect our children. I saw everybody align on that. And you saw the racists come online and troll around it. But Forever Family actually went to Ashford, Kent, and a lot of us in terms of the community. I personally didn't. That's not my role anymore. And I'm not trying to take any credit or kudos for it. I don't need it. And we shouldn't be seeking it when we don't put in the work. Raspek went to Ashford, and it went from a universal adoption of us speaking about little sister that was attacked, who has a lion and a warrior spirit, as does her sister, to then me seeing personal attacks online. Now, this isn't aimed at anybody personally, but there's something that we do as men, and this is why I want to address it. I've got Raspek's phone number, and people sent me the clips of the travellers, or so-called clips of the travellers, that turned out to be fake news, saying that they were seeking revenge for going outside the house and calling out the family, and feeling that it was egregious that people were chanting Pikey outside their yard, which is a family home, and I'm in agreement with that. Because if you were chanting the N-word outside a family home, it does something very important. It takes a man's options away from him because you do it publicly. And this is something else that we have to address. So it went from us having universal adoption to then Raspek being attacked online. Now, I've got Raspek's phone number, and I sent him a message personally. I sent him a voice note, and we had our communication backwards and forwards until there's a point of clarity. You see, if I've got a man's phone number, I don't need to speak to anybody else about that man. If I have a man's phone number, I don't need to make a public broadcast. Now, even though it may have been fake news about the travellers aligning 1,000 men, please understand one thing. They are culturally aligned enough to be able to have utilised their phone tree, which is a security protocol, to align 500 men. They can do that. There's a reason we can't, and it's because we do what we do. There is a neo factor that we look for, that we have to be the one. We delude ourselves. There is no one. If you think about a hamburger, there's a bun, there's a burger, there's some vegetables, there's ketchup. That's who we all are. We're all components of that burger. But we need to come together to actually form the burger. Without that, there's no meal. And we don't have any meal because we will keep seeking the attention of virtue signaling. There's nothing wrong with holding people accountable.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because how do you distinguish between like attacking somebody personally or even indirectly versus critiquing man in order for them to improve on their personal downfall or something? You get me?
I just addressed it.
You see, this page man.
I have your phone number.
Yeah.
And you're a man and I'm a man. And the first thing I know that we have as men is what? Our dignity, right?
Yeah.
So why would I challenge your dignity so that we turn this into something else if I have your phone number? For me to hold you directly accountable, I'm gonna phone you. And if I don't have your phone number, I'm gonna reach out, because I know that we're not separated by more than 2 degrees of separation. It's a very small community. You know it, I know it, and everybody watching knows it. Everybody knows each other. There are people that I don't like. I can reach out to them. There are people that I despise. I have their phone number. And all of these people are in WhatsApp groups where we've seen each other's numbers. We know how to contact each other. So outside of that, there are also back channels, because you don't have to directly speak. The people who sent me the videos didn't directly want to reach out to Raspek. They said, I'm the wrong person. So that's a back channel, right? If you come into a certain space and you decide that you're an advocate, you have to understand protocols. So there are civic and social protocols, there are security protocols, and then there are protocols between men of human decency, right? Because we have our dignity. So it's not that you let somebody run around the street butt naked and you're saying you're not going to address them. There are protocols for us addressing and keeping accountability within our community. And we need to observe those, because as much as you can go out and make wanton videos, so can they. But then where do we find ourselves? And then where is the issue where we did all of that work that came together, where everybody was universally aligned, not like 90%, universally aligned around a child who is vulnerable. And we keep talking about our children being vulnerable to racism. So why would we distract from what was actually accomplished with everybody coming together? I don't agree with standing outside travelers' homes and calling them pikeys, any more than I agree with them coming here and calling us N-words outside our homes. It's wrong. And that's where the accountability is. And that's where it ends.